All right. So it's setting it up on YouTube. It's redirecting. Oh. And it's live. So for those of you who are joining me on YouTube, welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. So when bullshit like this happens, you'll be notified when I come back live. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's what happens. That's why you have to be subscribed to my channel. But yeah. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Back at it again with a pair of fresh Vans. I don't even own Vans. Okay. Don't take it so serious. Hi, Samantha. So, Melissa, I do believe we broke YouTube. I believe we broke YouTube and we shut that biznatch down. Yeah, we went all the way up to the Akasha. I'm hot. I'm really hot. So hot. Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? Don't you wish your girlfriend was a hot? Oh, here, I burned up most of my freaking sugars. So let's go ahead and eat something with some protein. Melissa says, girl, I heard gone, 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 and YouTube was gone. It was gone. I heard, he's coming, he's coming. Next thing you know, Ray was tapping my shoulder. And I was like, oh, what are you doing? Okay. It's a lot of energy. You feel okay, Melissa? You feel okay? All right. Let me just make sure she's okay. Spinning like an aerialist, yes. In the fabric, right? Spinning, girl. Yes, just like that. Biting a mouthpiece on a wire and spin, 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 spin. Yes. Yes. You were spinning so fast, I got dizzy. I definitely got dizzy. I ain't even gonna lie. I got dizzy. So she says, I'm good. Pressure in head, not bad. Just aware and tingles all over. Awesome. All right. Next we have, it's actually not Drea. I'm sorry. My list was tripping balls. Okay. It is Deb Lashbrook. So bioscan and past life retrieval. Deb, do you have anything in particular that you would like scanned? Okay, so general scan. So I saw a cord just in front of your heart space. It's not, it's not a negative cord, and it's not attached to you. I do believe that cord is connected to the shard that we had talked about before. And that's just kind of confirmation that things are lining up to connect, but there's no connection yet. So that kind of freaked me out. Who's trying to cord into them? Nobody. You're not corded. So let me see what's going on with your field. Have you been having belly aches? Have you been having a lot of tummy aches and then your gallbladder area being sore again, tender? It looks like you have glass in your belly. It doesn't read as 2M though. It just looks like glass. Did that start about 2 days ago? Has it been for about 2 days now? Some people would say that it's rude that I'm eating. I would say, you know what? I don't give a shit. I'm gonna pass out. If I don't eat, I'm gonna pass out. So I'm sorry. So it's been 3 days? I'm just trying to look what happened. I'm gonna run a charge through your belly, okay? I'm gonna message you, Deb. I'm gonna message you, and hold on. Give me 1 second. It's still loading. Get it. Where's my damn phone? There we go. Here you go, Deb. I messaged it to you. Does the discomfort feel like it's coming from deep within your belly? Like deep within your belly. Oh my God, this is so freaking good. I love food. I just fucking love food. Like so much. It's coming from deep within. Okay, Deb? Definitely keep observing it to make sure that the feeling doesn't become negative. If it does, definitely let me know. My kids are having so much fun. I'm torn between hating on them and being like, stop being so loud. I don't really care. And being like, why are you guys having fun without me? Okay. So let me look at your past life, okay? Let me ask your higher self. Whoa. Whoa. So, Deb, how do you feel about tunnels? Because this is getting real fascinating real quick. I'm about to trade this jerky in for some popcorn. Underground tunnels. That hot feeling you've been having would definitely help to seal what I'm talking about in the private message. But you don't like them. Well, it is looking like you lived in a life that I'm still not really understanding who I was in that life, aside from a walk-in. But so it was the time of Jesus, around the time of Jesus. And I don't know if you guys know this. Basically, I don't know how to break it to y'all. Jesus didn't actually die on the cross. Jesus didn't die on the cross. He actually was hidden away. He went to Kashmir, India, where he lived for quite some time. And then his family, because really they were mostly pissed at Mary Magdalene. She wasn't a hooker. She was a badass. And Jesus was kind of just the front for her preachings. People don't really know this. And so what ended up happening, Deb, they went and transported his family over to northwestern Europe. And at one point, they used underground tunnels. They also were hidden away by the gypsies and transported to Russia, where they went and were hidden very deeply. But if you look into, sorry, if you look into the Merovingians, the Sangreal, those type of things, just Google that up and see what soul guides you to. But I don't know if you were part of the guides who took us underground. Oh shit. Now this is really weirding me out. So Jesus had children. I don't know if you guys know that. He was a healthy male. Healthy males in that time have children. So he had children. And his wife and his children were hidden away. He went the other way to kind of take the heat off of them. They wanted the lineage. They wanted the bloodline to end, which it didn't end. Deb, this is really weirding me out, and I don't want to say it live. Why do I have to say it live? I don't want to say it live. I'm not saying this shit live. I'm gonna message you, Deb. I messaged you. So Deb, no, y'all don't get to hear. I already got people cursing me, hexing me, all kind of crazy ass shit. The last thing they need to know is some juicy ass gossip. No. That stays secret for now. Maybe one day I'll be like, you know, by the way, that one live where I was like, no. And, you know, I was eating beef jerky. This is what it was really about. No. Oh, that's so fucking rude. Michael is slapping my phone out my hand. I slapped the taste out your mouth. What? Oh, I'm still doing readings and shit. Y'all. Let me just mark this. Oh, wait, the wrong freaking section. All right. So next we have Amy for a bioscan. All right, Amy, what would you like scanned? Is there something in particular, or would you like a general scan? Yes, Dale. Dale says, interesting. Aquarian Gospel of Jesus Christ related years in India and text related to his teachings there. Bill Mayer, known Swiss guy, had contact with leading lady. They told him he did not die on the cross. No, as a matter of fact, he even came and freaking visited the Hopi Indians. Ain't that some shit? He was like, what up? My Native American First Nation peoples, what up? That's what happened. Okay. Did I take it down? Hold on. I better have taken it down because my hungriness is not going to last much longer. Oh, it's down. Thank you for checking. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Oh, Amy. Okay, thyroid, battling weight my whole life. Or just a general scan. I could do both. I could definitely do both. All right. You definitely have an energetic circumstance in the throat. You don't speak your needs, you don't voice your needs. And by the time you do, it's because you're so pissed off and it comes out very harsh. And then it also makes it very difficult for you to, effectively communicate what it is you need to communicate. So you definitely have throat chakra issues going on. And that can be expressed as thyroid problems. Have you gotten your blood pressure checked anytime recently? Thyroid problems can definitely cause or exacerbate blood pressure issues. So you should definitely have that checked. Okay, Amy? There was something else, hold on. Oh, you have hypertension and you're medicated for it. You definitely need to have your thyroid checked. Okay, Amy? Definitely need to have your thyroid checked. And as a matter of fact, I keep being drawn to your bones. Do you have a condition with the bones like osteoporosis? The thyroid always comes back healthy. You know, sometimes a different test is needed. I forget what it was, because quite a few people have said this to me, and then they ask for a specific test, which I don't remember now what the test is. And that's when the doctor was like, oh, you do need some supplementation. But I'm being drawn to your bones. And it also could still be just energetic, okay? It definitely can still just be energetic. No bone conditions that you think of. Listen to your intuition. My intuition tells me that it's thyroid as well. My intuition absolutely tells me that it's thyroid as well. But it could still just be energetic and you're very sensitive to energy imbalances, Amy. It might be that. It definitely might be that. So I'm drawn to your bones. You've had blood work for everything, right? Like a full panel done. Blood count, red blood cells, white blood cells, their size and shape and, you know, all of that. It's seeming like there's something to do with the bone marrow. You don't bruise easy, right? Because whatever it is, it's not something that they would normally check for. It's something intangible. And I'm trying to narrow it down. I just keep being drawn back to, there was a time of hair loss and bruising a few years ago. And I was gonna ask you about hair loss too. Amy, are you drawn to me like you know me? Like a feeling that you know me, but you can't quite place it? My hair thinned too. Didn't go back either. My hands and my feet turned orange. It was some crazy ass shit. Which my feet are looking a little bit orange. I need to stop messing around with my medication. You're absolutely drawn to me that way. I feel like you're not actually human. Let me just spit that out real quick. I don't think you're human. I think at the very least you're starseed, and the food you're eating is not compatible with your coding. So what I would recommend, cut out all grains completely. Corn and rice included. Also starchy and nightshades, okay? If you cut that out, you have systemic inflammation, which that's very common for a lot of people, and I didn't mention it earlier. You have systemic inflammation. You have what is typically referred to as leaky gut or hyperpermeable bowel. And I feel like you're at the cusp of an autoimmune condition. I do. I feel like you're at the cusp of it. I also do feel strongly that there's something going on involving your thyroid, as well as your adrenal glands. Look up what the emotional significance or emotional meaning of thyroid, adrenal, and small intestine, and see if those, I'll look that up right now. Don't be a lazy ass, Emmy. Look that shit up yourself. Look it up yourself, Emmy. Emotional meaning of small intestine. Yes. Okay, are you over analytic? Do you overanalyze things in an exaggerated manner and extremely detail oriented? Hi, Patrick. So that's for the small intestine, which I have issues with my small intestines. Okay, so she says, oh my gosh, yes. Let's now look at the adrenals. Okay. Okay. Give me what I want, what I really, really want. Give me what I want, what I really, really want. Sorry, they cut off what I wanted right before they told me what I wanted. Don't play with me, laptop. So the adrenals are more tied to failure to deal with spiritual, emotional, mental, or physical issues. Okay, here we go. It's a telltale sign that the spirit body is out of alignment or out of balance. Defeatism, not trusting in oneself and not caring for oneself. You got that? You got that, Amy? Oh, you're a Virgo, my sister's sign. Okay, and let me just calm down. So we said adrenals, small intestine, and we're gonna go for the thyroid. And this is something you could definitely Google yourself. Spiritual cause, I think you have hypothyroidism. Why do you guys keep truncating it where I actually want it? Hold on. Oh, say, can you see? Wait. Did I like just... Okay, let me just re-Google this. Okay. Metaphysical. Because I can't be bothered to click on a link right now. Okay, this is just pissing me off. Okay, girl, I'm sorry. I'm now flustered. Let me just click on something because now I'm going to obsess about this until I finally actually get the answer. Humiliation. Thyroid has to do with humiliation, which is what I fucking felt when you wouldn't give me the answer, Google. Fuck you, Google. Okay, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry. God. Humiliation is what it is, Amy. Oh my God, that really got to me. That really got to me. So make sure you address those emotional roots of those organ issues. I think you're a Blu-ray too. I think you're a Blu-ray as well. And typically for Blu-rays, whenever we try and get diagnostic testing done, it comes back inconclusive. We're not allowed to be, well, it's difficult to diagnose us. You should still keep going to the doctor, but I think it has to do with your thyroid. And also the emotions that are involved with those organs. Okay, Amy, I hope that helps you. I really, truly do. I think you should also consider a Blu-ray activation. I feel strongly you're a Blu-ray. Okay, Drea. Drea, are you here? There she is. All right, so Drea has the Merkaba. All right, so breathe very deep and very slow. This on. I'm kind of tired of this wig. I think I'm gonna take it off in the middle of the live. Because that's normal. Oh, is that right? This is thereto. Look at all these 50 cal. All right, Drea. Freya, have you been having sensations in your left belly, just below your ribs? In that area, I've detected 2M again. Did you have someone work on you just this past week? And you don't have to say a name. No. I'm just looking at the rest of your systems. Okay. You were having left chest pain. So it would be just below where your left chest ends. After the extraction. A day or two after the extraction, did you watch other live streams? You don't have to say who you watched. If you did, there's a good possibility that's where you're getting it from. Okay. I'm going to go ahead. It's just a very small amount. It's pretty new. Pretty new. That was weird how I said that. It's pretty new. So I will just remove that for you. Okay. But it's definitely someone that you're interacting with or watching. You're getting it from someone that you know. Okay. So you're going to have to use a lot of discernment. I'm going to be honest, I don't want to know who, because then I'm just going to fixate on it. And I don't need to be fixating on things like that. So go ahead and remove that for you. Let me just, and I just saw that also got a past life reading. Oh, you did. Okay. All right. So breathe very deep and slow. Okay. Don't move, Drea. Just sit very quietly. Don't move, okay? And for anyone that gets any bright idea to try and access my energy right now, our Kai is in full, I'm a fuck your ass up mode, okay? If you attempt to approach my field, he will fuck your ass up. clear. Okay, Drea, I won't be able to do your past life reading. So the live keeps rewinding itself. Is anyone hearing the backplay of repeated convo? Just got back on. What's up with the live feed? Mercury, I assume. Where it's what was said before to Andrea before her working, cry popping out and popping in. Well, yeah, no. Let's see. It's all good on your end. Okay, so basically that was an attempt on me. How do you feel, Andrea? No, it's not your fault at all. It's not your fault. I don't remember the name that you had said before. And definitely don't put it on this live. But I still don't know anyone by that. But I'm being very much guided to feel as though that's the point of entry for you. So let me see. I won't be able to do your past life retrieval just because I don't want you to, well, you know what? Let me ask your higher self if that's something that's okay. All right. I just don't want you to be no more volume. That's interesting. That's interesting that all of a sudden all of you guys are having all of these problems playing the video. See. No, you guys aren't compromised. I'm just waiting for Drea to come back on. See. All right. So Drea, I asked your higher self and higher self says it's perfectly fine. So I'm wondering if something just doesn't want you to know whatever information higher self is going to be sharing with this reading. Do you feel like you're okay to continue with the reading? So this is for Drea. So I will leave it up to you if you want me to go ahead and continue with your past life reading. If not, we can totally just refund it. The thick energy doesn't want you to have the reading is what it is. That's what I'm gathering because I asked your higher self and she's like, yes, that she wants you to have the reading. I don't know what information she's going to be giving. So do you pick yes or do you pick no? Yes, okay. So let's see. Oh. All right. So this is a time in fairly ancient Greece, from the times of the gladiators. There was a man, he was like a well-to-do type of man, had a lot of influence and power within the city. And he was married to someone already, and he had a mistress. He had several mistresses. You were one of them. In this life, one of the other mistresses was extremely jealous, extremely possessive, extremely jealous. The wife really didn't care. She didn't care at all. So, sorry, having conversation with Michael. The wife was me. And this is the life where I had fallen in love with my husband again, and my husband didn't like that. My husband in this life, my husband in that life didn't like that. And he had him murdered and his body hidden in catacombs. And that's what caused me to cut off all of my spirit guides. So you were in that life with me. The other mistress that my husband had in that life, she was very jealous. I'm pretty sure you know her in this life. Very, very jealous, very, very possessive. He didn't really want her. My husband at the time didn't really want her. He actually preferred me, but he didn't love me either. So it was just because I fell in love with someone else and he couldn't stand that. So you were one of the mistresses, and that seems to be like a karmic cycle. This is why you keep getting, you see, she says, oh my God, no more volume again. This is getting aggravating, because they don't want you to know. You have to break this cycle with this group. It's a group of them. It's a group of them. They're heavily infested with a 2M, and you seem to frequent their circle. That's how you're getting it, and that's how they were able to, well, not the higher selves, because let's face it, the humans, they're just not that intelligent or strong. That's how they were accessing you. That tie from that life is how they're accessing you. And that is connected to the 2M. Yeah, absolutely. And it's 5:55 p.m. Let's see what this says. 59% at 5:55 p.m. 26% at 5:55. So yeah, Mandrea, I hope that you can watch the replay and actually get this message. But you have to break your ties with that group in order to stop having that past life bullshit continue to bleed over into this one. They definitely don't want you to hear this. They definitely want you to continue to be a source of entry into my field, which you're not going to be used as a source of entry into my field. I'm telling you that right now. Whether you agree to that or not, I'm not agreeing to it, and it's not going to happen again. So yeah, the only real plausible solution, it's not getting session after session of 2M. No, it's not related to your boyfriend. It's not related to your boyfriend. It's related to whatever, I guess, spiritual circle you partake in on Facebook, most likely. But yeah, this is something that's probably going to continue. And, you know, it's not too fun having 2M. It's just really not too fun. And I don't think that's something you want either. So just ask your higher self to give you guidance on what you need to do. My solutions are pretty cut and dry. Find the source and cut it off. That's my solution. I'm pretty like blunt and to the point like that with energy, with life. Like, you're the source, okay, you're fucking cut off. I got time to play this shit, you know? So yeah, you have way more things that you need to focus on that are way more important than this stupid bullshit that's been going on for eons. Like the level of fucking bullshit has been since galactic eons. You can choose to still be a part of it, or you can choose to move forward. It's really, yeah, that's why they didn't want you to know. And I'm not talking about they as in humans. I'm talking about they as in the higher selves of these individuals. Okay, so it's a pretty sticky mess to clean up, and I know this from experience, but definitely worth the inconvenience of cleaning it up, because it's just, yeah, demon whore influence. That's right, Jimin. The OG demon whores. But yeah, definitely no fear. Just have to clean that shit out of your space. You just have to. If you don't, then that's what happens. It just continues to continue. But I'm not going to participate in that at all. All right, so let's see. I've done both expedites for you, and I also cleared out that it was just a very tiny bit of 2M that was starting. So definitely make sure you exercise extreme discernment. That's not it. Okay, Gigi, bioscan. And then past life. All right, so Gigi, let's go ahead and scan you and then do past life. Okay, in the areas that you indicated, I do see some dark tar-like substance, but for some reason, I don't have an aversion to it. So this might be just some shadow work rising up. But I also get the sense that your higher self placed this strategically to protect or hide something within that area. I'm scanning your other systems. I don't notice anything else. But I feel like I have to look deeper. I don't see anything, but your higher self keeps saying, go deeper. Your scoliosis. Yeah, I don't detect anything, necessarily bad. But your higher self keeps saying, go deeper, go deeper. It might be the scoliosis healing. It definitely might be. I see Christ energy in the spine. I don't see anything negative, but my back's been super duper hurting for the past few days as well, and I couldn't quite figure out why. It didn't feel like an attack. It seems like your back is realigning itself and that the muscles are needing to adjust. He filled up a big hole from another cord root, but that was after this started. I'm looking at it right now. It's hard to discern because I see so much priced energy in the spine. It's almost like blinding. I can't discern. I can't discern. Is that what you feel as well, that it's realigning? That's what it feels like to me. Like your back is sore from you using muscles in ways that it wasn't used before and that it's healing. But it may be a good idea to have the doctor check, you know, if it's something that continues to concern you, definitely have the doctor check that out. Okay, Gigi. What else was it? So it was in the past life retrieval. Okay. So let me see. Wow, in this life, it seems as though you carried quite a bit on your shoulders. I don't know when this life is, but it's like you carried so much, and bleed over from that life caused you to have a shifting in your spine in this one. And it looks like it might even be like Mesopotamia or something. It's human. It's a human life. It almost looks like the times of like Samson and Delilah. Like you carried a tremendous amount of weight. It's a very, very ancient time. So this seems like it's physical weight paired with emotional, mental, and spiritual, huge burdens that you carried, not just for yourself, but for everyone. And it's almost like this feeling of you were, oh shit. You know what? It might be Sumeria, not Mesopotamia, because I couldn't remember Sumeria's name. So I think it's more of Sumeria than Mesopotamia. But you actually weren't a man, you were a female, and that was your job. I don't know if they have some sort of ritual or I don't know. What do you call it? Practice. Sacrificial? I don't know. But they would select one individual who would carry the weight of everything. Kind of like a scapegoat. Oh. This human sacrifice? I'm getting goosebumps. I think this involves human sacrifice. Did they do blood sacrifice in Sumeria? Let me just look this up. Is Samaria Mesopotamia? Is that the same thing? Okay. I don't know. Everything is kind of all jumbled, but it's this feeling that you were sacrificed. It's this feeling that you were sacrificed, that you were like a high priestess and your job was to absorb all the negativity of the people. And then when you ripen, when you reach a certain age, because it's almost as though these individuals are started as children, young children, but when you get to a certain age, you're considered ripe, which sounds really crazy. I don't know if I'm just making this shit up. This is really grotesque. So they then sacrifice you, and it elevates you to a high stature because you're I guess taking the hit for the team or something. I don't know. It's grossing me out like severely. But part of what was done for your sacrifice, I think, involved your spine. I'm really like starting to get bothered. I'm seeing what looks like a shackle around the neck and a shackle around the low waist or like the hips. And it's almost like a binding where they would cinch it so that the two shackles would go closer and closer. And it's like a show of how heavy the burden is that you're carrying, and it bends the spine. Has any of you ever heard of anything like this? Let's see. Oh, yeah. It would totally affect the throat. It was a very painful existence, to be honest, because you would be experiencing this for years on end until you were ripe. I don't know what the fuck that even means. But yeah, it's pretty upsetting, Gigi. I think it's tied to that, the bleed over of that life. I'm asking if there's any additional information that you need to know. Is that in the Bible that they used to do that? That's just... but this isn't the Inquisition. Okay, so Gigi, look into that further, and maybe if you discover more, you'll be able to stop the bleed over, okay? So next is Pam to call. Okay, so the two Mercuries. Yeah, I don't remember seeing that kind of stuff in the Bible, but I mean, I don't know. Some crazy ass shit. All right, Pam. So let me go ahead and mark you. Pam, breathe very deep and very slow. And also play on music. Mm. Right. Pam, how do you feel? Oh, Kristen Brown, you've been trying to get a scan for months. I haven't seen any expedites come in from you. Did you try getting it in before the link was taken down? I didn't see one from you. Let's see. Thank you, Red Rose Queen. You did purchase one? Let me see. What's the name under? Is it your name? Yeah, I don't see one. If you can go ahead and take a screenshot of the receipt for that expedite, send it to my page and I'll honor it. Let's see. Do you feel any dizziness at all? Just a little bit. Let me check you, okay? And you might not feel a massive difference while I'm doing the work. It depends on your sensitivity. Let me just check. So there is a little bit of a delay in your pathway. So it goes from your third eye to your conscious awareness. There's a little bit of a delay for the information to come through, but the process is complete. Just make sure you stay seated for a little bit longer, okay? Hold on real quick. Oh, I was trying to clear my thoughts, but I kept thinking of the sacrifice for the person before me. That would preoccupy your thoughts for sure, for sure. Try and stay seated for a little bit, because once, you know, the feeling of the information before yours is done being processed, you might suddenly feel like a huge onslaught of energetic sensations. But I do detect a delay, okay? So let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, Kristen Brown. Purchasing a sword does not get you free scans and alignments. Just like everyone else who's purchased a sword, they also have to purchase expedites in order to have expedited requests done. Let's see. Next person would be Jennifer Osika. This is for the, okay. Mercurial, Merkaba, and the retrograde enhancement. Did you want to add a bioscan to this, Jennifer? Yes, I did both expedites, Pam. Did you want to add a bioscan to this? Because it sounds like there's a lot of stuff that you're wanting to have assessed. Or do you want me to just do, you want to add a bioscan? Okay. Are you doing okay? That's a lot of stuff you seem to be going through right now. So let's see. Hold on real quick. I took down the link, so I would need to put it back up. Second. Oh, okay. Oops. Dude. Hold on. Sorry, I have to just change all of this. All right. So this thing is so confusing. All right, there's one up there for you. Okay, you know what? Let me just take this down. Message my page, okay, Jennifer? Ah, no. All right. So breathe very deep and very slow. Jen, have you been having very low back pain around the tailbone area? But you do have discomfort there. Do you normally have discomfort there? You don't normally do, but you have some discomfort now. And okay, your stomach is nervous. I'm detecting something. Jennifer, I don't want you freaking out. You're perfectly okay. I'm gonna sedate all of it. But there's two of them. Don't freak out. Breathe. Breathe. Just breathe. You're okay. Just breathe. So there is some 2M. It's in your tailbone area. There's a little bit in the front lower belly, a little bit in the higher belly just below the rib cage, and a little bit just at the base of the throat, okay? Not too sure where this came from. I know you're very vigilant with your space. I know you practice quite a bit of discernment. I also know you do quite a bit of practicing the Kokoro 33 exercises. So we'll probably have to, you'll probably have to look at what could have potentially been used as a secondary entry. It's definitely not something you're intentionally exposing yourself to. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. They're minimal amounts, but it's enough that I should not be doing it on the live. Okay. So that would need to be a private thing, but I will sedate it for you right now before I start the energetic portion, the other expedites, not energetic portion. Let me just, Okay. So breathe very deep and very slow. So I'm not spinning you as fast simply because I don't want the spin to cause 2M to spread, okay? So it's a very reserved amount of spin. Would it be the other person who has it? She most likely, yeah, most likely. It would be someone else who's been exposing themselves to 2M, either knowingly or unintentionally. And then it's kind of like playing hopscotch. So, and you know that we've talked about that in the Kokoro classes. So just, you know, see what you can do to minimize the amount of secondary exposure, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, so make sure you stay seated for a little bit. There is a bit of, just like with Pam, there is a bit of a delay. So Pam, are you feeling okay? Because the two of you don't typically have delays. You typically both feel my energy pretty quickly. Okay. So you don't have to answer that, Pam. Let's see. Well, I didn't scan for it, Pam. I typically don't scan for anything. When I check people before I work on them, is to check for any immediate threats to me. And that's for the sake of giving people their privacy. So we'll definitely check what's going on if that's something that needs to be checked. But again, you know, I didn't scan for it. Jennifer asked me to scan her. So that's why I detected it on her. Let's see. So let me see if there's anyone else. Let's see. I don't know, Kristen. I kind of just feel like that was a loaded comment. about talking about how you purchased the sword for your mom. And it just seemed really to me like you felt like you were entitled to other things. And I don't typically do this. Maybe it's Mercury encouraging me. But we both know I've also given quite a bit to your mom without being asked. I gave out of the kindness of my heart, and I don't bring that up, you know? So just do keep that in mind too. So you guys, all of my expedites are finished. I'm gonna go ahead and be getting off the live. Kind of just had enough today. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm gonna try and come live tomorrow. Let's see how that goes. If I do go live, I typically do Soulwork Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alrighty, bye. So ending Facebook and ending, how do I end this one? All right, bye YouTube. If you guys are not already subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell so you know whenever I come live.